Yeah, what's good, everybody, man? It's J Dub, man. I'm back in the building, man. And it's that time of the year where we gotta get back into football, man. It's gearing up, man. Preseason's going on right now. Everybody's getting into the thick of it. You know what I'm saying? We had a joint practice today, and I'm gonna get into that later, man. I'm gonna get myself back up to speed because this is my first Giants video in like a year. So I'm just gonna get myself caught back up with how things are going. I've been observing everything that's been going on with the team, and I've been seeing everything that everybody's been seeing. I've been seeing all the beat writers, all the podcasts, and all the everything from all the other Giants content creators. And I've been just sitting back, and I've been observing, and I've been just been soaking it all in, and just kind of just was sitting back waiting for now until I started getting into it myself as far as just how I feel about what the team has been going through up until this point, and where we're gonna be at going forward, and how I look at the outlook from here. So let's get right into it, man. Let's talk about just what we've been going through these last few years, man. It's been a mess. Let's be real, man. It's been a mess. We've been trying to get this team back together. We thought we was on the right track in 2022. We went to the playoffs and we beat the Vikings, and then we got freaking the brakes beat off us by the Eagles, which none of us liked, obviously, but it is what it is. The better team, they were the better team that year. Thank God they didn't win the championship, so we had to deal with that whole season. Them having two championships, what I'm saying, one is enough, So we got through that, and then we all came into 2023 thinking that we was gonna have a good team, but nobody saw the writing on the wall of how we got bullied by the Lions in that joint practice, and that should have been an indicator to everybody that we wasn't gonna be as good as a team as we thought. But no, we was like, no, we're gonna pretend we didn't that didn't happen. We're gonna look at pretty much what we did the year before and say we're gonna make some noise, and then we got a rude awakening in that Week 1 game against the Dallas Cowboys. Got our asses kicked in, and then now then we kind of started coming down to earth and seeing that we had a lot more issues than we wanted to believe. Mainly including the offensive line was terrible. Our defensive line was mid at best. Our secondary was terrible. Albeit we was young, and we had some guys going out the door with Dory Jackson, kind of on his way out the door, and then you had Deontay Banks trying to learn how to learn his position. You got Pinnock, who was new to the rotation, and we also had Xavier McKinney, who was kind of in a contract year, trying to do his thing, but at the same time he wasn't sure if he was going to be there because he had all these little side remarks and these little back and forths with the defense coordinator, Wink Martindale, who we was all praising as the anointed czar of our defense, but it really didn't work out that way because we was doing too much exotic shit with our blitzes and stuff like that. So that didn't work out. So we had to get him up out of there, and we had to switch things around with our defense. So just a lot of cleaning house. I think these last couple years, for the most part, Joe Shane's been trying to clean the house up, trying to kind of create, been slowly kind of putting in the pieces that he wants, taking some of the pieces out that doesn't think fits the team and what he sees the team as moving forward. So he's been kind of dealing with that, and you know, Coach Dable's been trying to get his footing in because it's his first stint at a head coach. So he's trying to make things work to the best of his ability. He's trying to keep his emotions in check. Because he seems to be like an emotional guy. So sometimes he had to learn from last year that he don't need to be too rah rah and too emotional with the players and the team. He has to take a step back a little bit and kind of let everything kind of work itself out. You don't necessarily need to force things to get things to work the way he wanted to. You got to set back and kind of plant the seeds and allow things to kind of grow rather than trying to yell at the plant. To get it to grow as fast as he wants it to grow. I think it goes back to just that 2022 season. Everybody had their heads up high, thinking that we were a better team than what we thought. So we had to get that out. We had to get that stink out of there. We had to get ourselves, because that was kind of a fluke year. Let's be real. We had a fluke year. A lot of things were going our way. A lot of those games that we were winning, we were coming back. We were doing comebacks and winning like by a touchdown and stuff like that. So we were kind of running on. kind of beginner's luck as far as being Dable's first season. He won Coach of the Year. Everybody was kind of excited about it, and then you know what I'm saying, it just kind of flat on. We kind of fell flat on our face the following year, going 6-11. It was nice though that we beat the Eagles at the end of the season. That was all. That was beautiful to watch. That was a good little, you know, little into the season. So I felt a little bit better about how things went. But ultimately, overall, I thought the season was a failure in general. So, you know, hopefully, you know, things are moving in the right direction. It looks like things are moving in the right direction. You know, overall, this off season that we just had was pretty good. You know, I mean, the outside, you know, people outside naysayers and stuff like that, and will look at it as a failure because we lost Saquon Barkley to the Philadelphia Eagles. But at the end of the day, you know, that kind of ran its course. You know, at some point you got to let go of your running back. You know, I don't think enough. I think it's too much attention is getting focused on us letting go of Saquon because we had the hard knocks thing, and I'm gonna get into that in a second. But too much attention is getting focused on us losing Saquon, and you got other teams like Tennessee. They losing Derrick Henry. He's going to the Ravens. And then you got other teams. You got the Vikings the past year, letting Dalvin Cook just kind of go off into the wilderness. I don't even know where he's at right now. I thought he was with the with the Jets, the Steelers. I don't know where he's at. And last time I checked, he was a decent running back. You know, so you got all these running backs moving around. You know, not trying to find a home. You know, but you know, only a few of them really kind of have a solid situation at this point in their careers. A lot of the older ones that are like on their second contract. That's what I'm referring to. You know, a lot of the younger running backs, you know, they're getting their opportunities, but a lot of those younger running backs are now seeing themselves more in committees. If you guys haven't noticed, you guys are not looking at the landscape of the NFL, but you know, but everybody's kind of fixated on us doing our due diligence, saying that, you know what, we're better off using our money on other positions, on other spots and other holes on our team rather than paying this running back top dollar, and where we feel like we can find a running back that can do most of the things that he can do, you know, at a cheaper price, you know. But other teams are looking at that. Oh yeah, you guys just get Saquon dirty. We really didn't, you know. We actually, if anything, we didn't. If we did him dirty, I think us doing him dirty would have been the franchise tag him again. You know, that'd have been dirty to me, because it was just a no-win situation, you know. Unless we paid him whatever he wanted, and then what, you know, then we wouldn't be able to get one of the one or two of the offensive linemen that we ended up getting, you know. So I think that, you know, it was a tough decision because I love Saquon personally, but at the end of the day, we had to do what we had to do, and Joe Shane had to do what he had to do, and pretty much allocate the funds to other needs. So, you know, at the end of the day, you know, it's a business, and ultimately he got his money. He happened to go to the Eagles, which is fine. You know, he can go there, you know, and do his thing. Hopefully he has success there. I'm not mad at him at all for doing that. I'm not mad at the Eagles for picking him up. You know, they feel like he's the one. You know, even though I like, as you know, I mean, I always thought they were better as a committee, you know, with what they had. But you know, they felt like Saquon is that guy, and you know, knowing Philly, you know, Philly usually likes to stick it to us. You know, that's the type of team. Everything that they do sometimes is a reflection of them trying to undermine us in a way. You know what I'm saying? So we live rent free on them at all times. You know, because we got the prestige, we got the Super Bowls. You know, that we get it. You know. We get it. We not, you know, you guys always try to outdo us, you know, but we don't care. We good. You know, we good. We just over here doing our thing. We over here, you know, trying to build a football team. You know, we moving in that direction. You know, I like what I've been seeing overall. You know, we had a good draft, in my opinion. You know, we picked up the minor league neighbors. You know, and that was a controversy in itself. Everybody was saying we should get a quarterback. We should get a quarterback. And the funny thing was that we were really trying to get a quarterback. If you watch Hard Knocks was showing you that we was trying to get a quarterback. We was calling teams to get a quarterback. We was checking. We was trying to see what we can do to move up. You know, we was scouting all the quarterbacks that were coming out of the draft. We were going to film sessions, doing all types of stuff, trying to see what quarterback we were willing to move up for. You know, so we did our due diligence. You know, Daniel Jones saw that. You know, I think that was all by design. So Daniel Jones to see that he was. That he could be that we were trying to move on, so kind of put a spark on him to have a good year this year, and I think that's worked, based on what I've been seeing. So I'm looking forward to that, as far as just seeing how that develops. Malik Neighbors is our number one pick, and I love the pick, what I'm saying, because he's a game changer. All the stuff I've been seeing from him in training camp, I was kind of concerned. I was like, okay, just watching him through the first 9 days of training camp, I was seeing that he was beating our corners, and I'm like, the jury's still out of it on as far as how great our corners are. So I don't know, if this is going to translate into the season. But after I seen this joint practice and what he was doing to these corners, I'm like, okay, yeah, he might be the real deal. So I'm excited to see that. So, we did make the right choice as far as I'm concerned with the number one pick instead of reaching for what's the name that went to the Vikings, that other quarterback. But I'm not even worried about him. I'm worried about what we got in the building right now, Malik Neighbors. We didn't reach for a quarterback. We got the best receiver on the board at the time. He might be the best receiver in the draft based on what I've been seeing, but we'll see. That's all preseason. Preseason ain't the regular season. So we learned that last year. Preseason ain't necessarily a reflection of what your team's going to be like. Outside of the little things that we've been seeing, which I haven't been seeing in the years past. So I'm getting a little bit more optimistic than I was, I say, about a month ago. So I like Malik Neighbors as our number one pick. I like Tyler Nubin as our second pick because we needed a safety, so that gives us more safety depth. We already got Dane Belton, and we got Jason Pinnock, so I'm good with that. And then we add Nubin to that. I'm saying we'll figure out who our starter is, even though Nubin's been hurt. Hopefully he'll get back before the end of camp, and then we can see what he can do. See if we can add to the rotation. We got Drew Phillips. He showed out during the joint practice. He's been doing his thing. He was a part of all the scrums. So he's physical, and and that's what you want out of your slot corner. We want your slot corner to be physical. You want him to be out there starting problems. And that's what I like to see. So I know he's going to be a big part of what we're going to do down the road. Because if you got a rookie that's in the middle of everything like that, that means he's got that dog in him. So I'm looking forward to that. So I like him. I like Theo Johnson as our tight end. Like, he's about to be our tight end one. So you're looking at the first four picks, and you're looking at them like, okay, that's the first four picks are already going to be difference makers. That's what you want. You want to draft guys that are going to be different makers early in the season. You don't want them to be like we've been having too many drafts where we got guys that don't make a difference ever, or they don't come out until like their second or third year when it's like, it's too late. What I'm saying? Now we don't know if we want to pay you right now. We need to have a draft where our top guys are producing right out the gate, and then we got Tracy from our running back, and he's about to get out there. He's already looking like our backup running back, behind Devin Singletary. So I'm looking forward to him. And it's gonna be, I'm telling you, that's 5 picks straight. First 5 picks already are different. Are already producing a part of the team. They're gonna make the 53. So that's what you want. That's what you want out of the draft. You want guys. You want those guys, those picks to kind of translate into not necessarily day one starters, but day one producers. And that's what we got right now. And I'm looking forward to that. So the draft was good. Preseason was good. I mean, we made some good picks as far as just the trade, as far as free agency. I'm looking forward to our offensive line because that's what we address. That's what Joe Shane was stressing on rather than paying Saquon. I need to address his offensive line before I can give this man this money. So I'm not gonna commit to giving him money because people, here you go, the outside media always doesn't get it. They're just looking at it from the lens of, it's Saquon Barkley. You should just pay him just because he's Saquon Barkley. We've had him for 8 years, and what does that lead to? Okay, we got a playoff win that he was a part of. Not saying he's not a great player. Let's not get it twisted. He's one of the better running backs in the league. But we got to look at it from a team standpoint. There's a 53-man roster that you have to build. One guy isn't gonna complete that roster. Just because you have a start running back, he needs support in order to kind of flourish in the way he should, and not get, not get hurt as much as he should. So we had to address the offensive line. That we had to have that money to address the offensive line. So we couldn't give him the top dollar that he wanted. We tried to give him that money. That's the people don't understand is we tried to give him that money in the beginning before we even paid Daniel Jones. We tried to get him that $12 million that he wanted, and he didn't want it. He wanted 15. He wanted the Christian McCaffrey money. And, it was like this, like, bro, like it's not gonna be like that. We're not gonna get caught up in that. When we got a quarterback that we need to pay our quarterback. Our quarterback ought to be up out of here. We already screwed ourselves by not giving him a fifth-year option. That was one of Joe Shane's mistakes is not giving Daniel Jones that fifth-year option. That put us in that position to where we had to do that deal that year. We had to make a deal with that year or lose him and not have a quarterback in the building. But hindsight, maybe we should have just let it go because we had a bad season regardless. But at the same time, we would have been more in, would have been better suited, better positioned to resign Saquon if we just gave Daniel Jones that fifth-year option. But that's a whole other thing. That's a whole other type of situation. That's in the past. So I'm not going to get too deep into that. But still, we had to do what we had to do. We had to save that money and look at our offensive line. We looked at the joint practice we had today. Offensive line looked pretty good overall. When's the last time when's the last time we've been comfortable with our offensive line? It's been a while. It's been a while. So it's like everything I saw from Daniel Jones looked like he had time to kind of progress. Everybody look at that. I guess the highlight play when he was throwing to Malik Neighbors on the go route, and it was like, oh yeah, Daniel Jones is still looking at off his receivers, or he's still locking into his first read. I mean, that's what you're supposed to do. If you don't see a safety, like if you don't know, like people, that's how you know people don't know nothing about football. If I have a receiver on the outside, a number one receiver, mind you, that I know that can beat most corners in the league, or I have confidence that he can beat his man that's guarding him, and there's no safety help over the top, I am locking into him. That's not going to be my only read. I don't care what's going on with the play. If I see him on a go route, and he's on a one-on-one, and he's my number one guy, and I know he can most time he can win either win the jump ball, or he got the hands to make a crazy catch. All I gotta do is just throw it somewhere where I know only he can get to the ball. So I'm staying on that read. I'm gonna give him a shot to make a big play. That's what you're supposed to do as a quarterback. So get out of here with that. I don't want to hear none of that. But that's just that's just people just trying to poke holes in everything, and everybody's trying to show videos of Daniel Jones, every mistake that he makes. It's a practice. You're not gonna hit every throw. I bet you can go to every practice with all these quarterbacks. You can see all the mistakes they make. But they want to highlight the Daniel Jones ones because nobody thinks he deserves the $40 million. And he got the money, so just get over it and let the man get better, let the man develop. If he doesn't, he's in a situation right now where if he doesn't get it done this year, then he's probably going to be out the door. So he knows that. He knows this is a make or break year, and it looks like he's taking the steps to kind of make the right steps to kind of get to where he needs to get this team. Everything I've seen from him this offseason has shown me that he knows what's at stake. So I feel like he's going to have a good year, unless he gets hurt again, which would be unfortunate. And then we got to see what Drew Lock can do under this offense. But I think that, we're going to be okay. It's going to be a tough division. I think the division, if anything, is going to be due to the division, how tough it's going to be. Philly's going to be better. We'll see how that goes. Obviously they still got issues with their coordinators. They had to swap out their coordinators because they wasn't getting along with the head coach. The head coach and the quarterback don't get along. So there's still stuff they got to figure out. But the roster's legit. We can all agree that Philly got a legit roster. But we'll see how they hold up. Their offensive line is just getting older. They lost lost their center. They lost Jason Kelsey, and that's kind of a big deal, but still, we'll see how they go. But overall, you can't sneeze on that roster. You got the Cowboys. Obviously, that's a team that we can't seem to get over. As far as the hump, we don't have the talent. There's a talent disparity between us and the Cowboys. And that's something we got to overcome at some point. We had to overcome that talent disparity, talent disparity between us and the Dallas Cowboys. So it's just a matter of they're just a better team than us, and they just always come equipped to beat us. So we just, hopefully this is the year we get over the hump and beat them at least once, at least beat them at home. Dang. I mean, shoot, we gotta. That's just like that's a sign of a successful season is when we beat the Cowboys. Every time as long as I've been a Giants fan, when we do good against the Cowboys in the season, that means, or at least beat them once. If we beat them at least once in the season, that means we're having a good year. Now I'm not worried about the Eagles. I'm not worried about them. They can do whatever they want because we always play them in tight games and stuff like that. With the Cowboys, that beats the brakes off of us. I'm not worried about Washington. We usually handle them. We're the team. We're that team with Washington. Washington seems to find ways to beat the other two teams, but when it comes to us, they struggle against us. So we're that. So what Dallas be doing to us, we be doing that to Washington. So I'm not too worried about them until we play them, and then we'll see how that goes. But Dallas is a team that kind of is the measure of success to me, as far as like us being a good football team. So looking forward to that. Looking forward to seeing how we look against our division teams. We got a mid to tough schedule to look forward to. So we also play here in Seattle. So I'm going to be at that game for sure because I'm here in Seattle. So I'm definitely going to watch the Seahawks. And the Seahawks also got our number. They always tend to beat us every time I go to a Seahawks and Giants game. The Seahawks usually win. So hopefully this year's different. That'll be another indicator that maybe we're gonna have a good year this year if we can beat the Seahawks, But it's either way, it's a good game. I love going to that game. I like the Seahawks too, obviously. So I like seeing both those teams play. But that's this is all about this right here at the end of the day. But anyway, it's I'm looking forward to the season overall. We got a lot of stuff we can talk about. Like I said, I'm on a tangent, but there's so much we can talk about. We can talk about Hard Knocks, but like other content creators probably had to have that covered already. But I'm just, overall, I thought it was good. I thought it was, I thought it was good to see the kind of the behind the scenes and a lot of the stuff that I was assuming that was going on with the organization. Was kind of confirmed. The thought process behind everything was kind of pretty much confirmed. A lot of the stories from the beat writers and the reporters and the reports and the rumors and stuff like that were somewhat true. We're pretty much true. We weren't shy about what we were putting out there. The only thing that kind of was a little bit, was kind of interesting was kind of them talking to Saquon and giving them the option to kind of go wherever he wanted to go, and whatever number he came back with, they was gonna see what they can do about it. That was basically us saying that you can do whatever you want. If you can get your number, then great. So we salute you. But if you don't feel like you get your number, you can always come back. So and everybody kind of took that as, oh yeah, you guys just gave up Saquon. That was just disrespectful. No, it wasn't. If us being disrespectful was not giving them an opportunity, we could have just said, we're going to give you a franchise tag you again this year and give you, that 1 year, $12 million, not give you the opportunity to kind of do what you did, in the offseason. So, it's business, it's football, and it's how it works, Every other team does things. I've seen teams do even more ruthless. It's just that our situation gets highlighted because we're the Giants, If you're not, that's kind of the thing in life, If you're not, if you're being talked about, if you're being hated on, that means you matter, So that's how I always take it. I take the hate as showing me that, showing us that we matter to the NFL. Because the NFL, at the end of the day, everybody knows that, when the Giants are good, the NFL is good. So, so it's easy to hate on this, so it's cool to hate on this, but once we get good, it's lit, when it comes to football season. So we can all agree to that. Maybe I don't want to, but I know it's true because I've been a Giants fan my whole life. So I know every time that we've done some things, it's been lit. I can see, I can feel the energy from everywhere. That as a good season, because I mean, I've lived through all the Super Bowls, and the only one that we really had that I felt like, I didn't even have, and I wasn't even feeling it. I was just watching it as a kid. It was the '86 Super Bowl when we actually had the best team in the NFL, and everybody knew that we was going to win the Super Bowl. That was the only season we really had that everybody was like, all right, they're going to win the Super Bowl. Every other Super Bowls, we didn't know we was going to do nothing until like the second round of the playoffs, where we was like, oh damn, we actually doing something. As soon as we beat that team in the wild card or whoever it was we were playing, and we beat them, that's when we was like, oh okay, we might do something this year. That was the time where I was like, oh okay, I didn't think we were gonna win this game, but okay, we might be doing something, So, it ain't nothing's been easy for us. Nothing's been easy as a Giants fan. We haven't had a lot of good seasons. We haven't had a lot of dominant seasons where everybody was like, "Oh yeah, they're the best team in the league." I think the one other time we had a dominant season when Plaxico shot himself in the foot in the leg. Before that we was about to people was thinking like, "Oh yeah, they're about to go back to the Super Bowl." Nope, nope. All that changed on one night at the club. Somebody wanted to bring the heat to the club. But I digress. We moving past that. But it's been good, man. I like what I've been seeing. The joint practice today was very eye opening. What I'm saying, I wasn't, like I said, I wasn't sold on nothing we was doing. Up until this point, because I wanted to see us against another team. Especially the team that kind of had their way with us, and the team that's being seen as a Super Bowl contender. I got to see us against them, and then it looked good. It looked like we was holding our own. It was good. Detroit did their thing. You gotta give them that. Detroit's a great football team. They're a Super Bowl contender, but for us to hold our own against them versus last year when we was getting beat up on and bullied that first day, please, man, we ready to go. I think we got the right attitude this year. We're not coming in thinking that, oh yeah, we're a playoff team, blah blah blah. We like, yo, we got some things we need to work on. We need to take some things serious. We need to be more physical. We coming in with a chip on our shoulder. And that starts with the quarterback. The quarterback got a chip on his shoulder, and that's what we need. We need him to have a chip on his shoulder. We need him to come ready to play. We need him to make all the adjustments that I hope he made from last year, and carry that over in this season. And I hope our offensive line does their job and block him, and then also I forget we got Brian Burns. That was a sneaky great move that we did as far as a trade to pretty much solidify our pass rush. And he's looking like he's a monster, and I'm liking that, and that's going to help Kayvon out to where he can block. And Dex is already just a certified monster up the middle. So I mean, I like our front. I like our trenches. The secondaries kind of, we'll see how they go. We'll see what it looks like with the secondary. We got Deonte Banks as our number one. I still think he's a great pick. It takes a little time for corners to develop, but usually the second year is when corners should be able to figure it out. That's the Darrell. It's the Darrell Revis thought. Use that second year is when the second or third season is when the corner breaks out and shows what he can do, because he's had that year to kind of see. Kind of get his hands on NFL players and get comfortable with that speed. Use the first year is kind of let me get used to this change of speed from college to the NFL, and then the second year is when we kind of see, okay, is this guy going to be a legit number one or not? It's just a matter of us getting a number two. I think that's where that's where I'm concerned at. I don't know if we have a number two corner yet, but Drew Phillips is showing me that maybe he might be that guy. But like I said, he's a rookie. I think he has the mindset of being a number two, but he's gonna be our slot guy, hopefully, in a slot. But we got everything else in there. We got a Kerry K, we got we still got Pinnock, we got Bane Belton, we got a good safety core. We still got Michael McFadden, we still got Justin Simmons. We got a solid team. We got a solid defense. The offense is where it's at. I think our wide receivers are going to show everybody that we ready. I think Jalen Hyatt is going to show that he's a deep threat. Wandale's going to show that he's a threat in the slot. And we got a legit number one in Malik Neighbors. So I think overall, I think I like what I'm seeing. It's all going to come down to DJ. DJ's gonna have to show that that everything around him is gonna work. I think he has not necessarily all the tools, but he has a lot of the tools that he needs to kind of be successful. But when I think and I look at this roster, I'm like, well, maybe, you know, we can do some things. We could do some things. We're gonna be a respectable team. So we just got to just put it all together and make it happen. So we just keep we're gonna stay locked in. We're gonna keep working. Hopefully, the next joint practice is gonna be a little bit more technical. There ain't gonna be as many fights as it was this past joint practice. It's going to be a little bit more technical, more technique, more efficiency, more getting more touchdowns, and using that and turning that physicality into just controlled anger. Just controlled chaos. Us not necessarily fighting, but using that energy to kind of make the right plays. So hopefully I see that in the next joint practice we have with the Detroit Lions. So yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it at that, man. I just wanted to do a potpourri video real quick of just the Giants in general. It's just me following them, showing just a little bit of how I feel, what's been going on up until this point, and then what I'm looking forward to, as far as what I've seen up to this point. So yeah, we're gonna keep doing these videos. Especially when the season starts, I'm gonna do a video every week. I'm gonna have more content. I'm gonna be more organized with my content. I just wanted to kind of just get my feet in here because I'm doing this off the wing. I don't got nothing planned. Nothing. It was nothing written down. Nothing rehearsed or anything like that. I just hopped on the mic and just started talking. That's all this was. But going into the season, I'm gonna have more planned content, more focused content on just certain situations. They're gonna be shorter videos and things like that. Just kind of just focusing on just particular things, and just kind of doing the streaming the right way. But anyway, I'm gonna let it go. I'm hope you guys have a great night, man. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm saying, just show me some love. Subscribe to my videos. If you want to keep up with me, just click the alert bell. However you guys want to do it. This is just me being a fan of sports. So yeah, I hope you guys have a great night. I appreciate y'all locking in with me. Peace out.